Just kind of waiting around for 8 o'clock here. Um, I'm just trying to get things set up so that I'll be able to see the people in the chat. Hey, NSB Customs, what's up? Um, just kind of wanted to try this out. I finally got enough subscribers where I could go live from my mobile phone, so I was going to give it a try. Thought about doing this over at Jeff's, but figured I'd give it a try here first. You're going to see me turning my head back and forth while I'm trying to read people's comments and stuff. But basically, I just thought I'd come on here. I wanted to just mention that upcoming up to the No Name Nationals and stuff. Every once in a while, I'm going to make some kind of cocky comments and stuff. But usually, the people that I'm kind of trolling are people that I talk to ahead of time, and it's all in good fun. Really excited about this year's No Name Nationals, and thought I'd come on here and just kind of see if anybody had any questions for me. I'm definitely bringing the Jack Pine Savage back this next year, but um, like I said, there's not too many people in the chat here. Hey, Two Hacks. I don't know if you heard that first part, but yeah, like NSB when Lee and Dean put that video together when we did the call outs, that was just a lot of fun giving each other crap back and forth. So going forward, I've already talked to Jeff here about doing the same thing. So I'm going to start kind of throwing some comments out there, and I might seem kind of silly. If I go out of bounds, please let me know. I don't want to be a jerk, but I'm really looking forward to this year. Um, Mopar Jeff 604 is the guy that helped me get the Jack Pine ready for last year, and some of you guys might have seen that we're doing a collaboration on my 63. So but anyway, he's going to be helping me. Hey, Ryan, what's up? But if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Hey, Jeff, what's up? Yeah, I was just talking to Jeff. I got my haircut right before this. I set this up on a Thursday, and with big anticipation of doing this. But then I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and I just got my haircut, and I'm tired. But it's nice to see people popping in here. Um, But yeah, I was talking about you, Jeff, here just a little bit ago. You're the guy that helped me get the suspension straightened out on the Jack Pine Savage for the No Name Nationals, and we got a couple of more tricks that we want to do. I was talking to Jeff too about last year the No Name Nationals. It seems like everybody was running in the sevens, and I think this year everyone's going to be in the sixes. Yeah, I'd planned to be more prepared for this and actually have some topics to talk about, but I didn't do any of that, obviously. But for right now, the Jack Pine Savage isn't at home. That last community post I made was kind of a joke. It still is over at Cuda Dams, nestled in between a couple of AAR Cudas. I got to get over there at some point here to pick it up and bring it home. I am a little bit nervous because we had to drain our radiators and stuff for the No Name Nationals, and I know I didn't empty all of that out of there, but I did put more antifreeze in it, and the car was inside. But a guy just when you live up north and you drain the antifreeze out of your car, you get a little nervous when you go to start it up. But there's a few things we're going to do to the car coming up. We got a couple of things on the suspension we want to straighten out. Last year I had the front shocks on the 50/50. This year I'm going to try them on the 90/10 setting. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. Yeah, I wish I could take credit for how the car looks. Every time somebody tells me that, I have to go into my speech. I got it that way. The family that built and raced that car for 3 generations, they took care of that car. They built it. They're completely responsible for everything about how the car looks. Um, you know, uh, I give my engine builder a little bit of credit for massaging the engine and probably getting a little extra horsepower out of it. And Cullen from 111 Customs was a guy that put the engine in the car for me, and Jeff's the guy that got me to get rid of the leaf springs and stuff that were in the back and go with the super stock springs. But it's working pretty good. it's going to be pretty consistent, probably running what it is now, but it'd be nice to shave a few tenths off of that. Um, yeah, gonna be a lot of dead air here, guys. I'm kind of out of it. I just woke up probably 1 hour ago. But yeah, as far as the Jack Pine Savage, the last year at No Name Nationals, some of you guys might have noticed 2 different times I kind of puked up some radiator fluid onto the strip there. The radiator in it's pretty small. The fans are really weak, and when I went to the No Name Nationals, the fans actually quit working altogether, and the car would get kind of hot. So I didn't get to make as many passes as I wanted because I had to wait in between to let the car kind of cool down. But this year, I bought a new radiator, new fans, and I'm hoping to do away with that issue. Um, the catch can that I had on the Jack Pine was a little plastic reservoir, whereas now I've got like a metal one, and the one I had a crack on the bottom I didn't know about until I got to the event. And then so that was one of the reasons I did get to race some of the people I was looking forward to racing. I was supposed to race Poor Boy's Garage, and just from watching Just Mopar Joe's video, it looks like we were running the same times. So that would have been a neck and neck race. And then Brewer Racing, I got to race them twice. The first time was when they blew up their clutch, so I won. I think it was one of the 2 races I won, and but then they fixed their clutch, and then that last race at the end on Saturday when we raced. Man, that was a fun race. If I wouldn't have given him a jump off the line, we would have been right there nose to nose. It would have been a photo finish, I think, because based on our times and everything. And that made me pretty proud because that car was kicking ass that weekend. I'm really hoping they come back this year too. They were really nice guys. They helped me push my car off the line when it kicked out fluid, and then were nice enough to wait around until the car was cool enough so that we could actually run. But yeah, I never did get to race Just Mopar Joe. That was something that we had talked about before the No Name Nationals. Is me bringing my car down there to have a track day with him, and I was really looking forward to having a race with Joe. But he was the busiest guy there, and he probably will be again this year. But I'll get a chance to race with Joe. And then this year, he's already running about the same times as the Jack Pine Savage. So I think it'll be interesting. I gotta try to get some seat time so I can race a little bit faster. Hey, Smoke Wrench Garage. If anybody's in here and you guys haven't subscribed to Smoke runs at the strip already, so he's going to be one of those guys that in the bracket races or the other races is going to be pretty formidable, I would imagine. He's a down there by Adam at Hoosier Garage. They actually did a collaboration video just recently, but yeah. Okay. So if you guys want to hear a little bit of stories about like the Jack Pine Savage, so I've done some videos, and a lot of people kind of asked me about the name of the car, and the car was built by Andy's grandfather, and the car came from California. A guy that supposedly might have worked with Dick Landy had a Cornet, and when he moved back to this area, he had the car, and he wound up selling it to Andy's grandfather, who made it into the Jack Pine Savage, which was in 1969. So the car's been off the street and been a race car since 1969. And originally it had a 440 in it, and they ran that for a while, and that lasted them for a long time until it finally wiped the cam and the engine blew up. And then the car sat for quite a few years. Andy's dad raced it. I think back when they were racing it, originally it was like a 12-second car, and then it got down to like the 1150s. And then Andy got the car, and he was building a Barracuda for a doctor, and the doctor had built this stroker that's in the car now. It's a 493 stroker based on a 400 low deck, and it had a fairly mild cam in it. It had the dual plane intake. I think it was basically one of those Edelbrock top end kits that you could get for the 440s when they first came out, and nothing special. But then the car was running like 11.2, I think, or so, maybe like 11.3. And then he wound up losing oil pressure on a pass, so he just parked the car, and it sat like that for a long time until we wound up doing the deal where I traded the 70 Cornet back to him, and I got the Jack Pine, and I gave it to Gary, the engine, and the cam bearings were just showing, or yeah, the rod bearings were just showing the beginnings of wear. So we caught it just in time. He was lucky he shut it off. So Gary just replaced the bearings, put in the Ultradyne cam. We put a single plane intake and a different. So it's probably making about 100 more horsepower than it did when Andy was racing it. Um, but yeah, it's been repainted, I think only the one time. I don't know, somewhere between when Andy's dad raced it and Andy got the car. And Andy said he painted that car when he was 19 years old. And Andy's my age. He's about 57. Hey, Dr. Art, uh, I miss your live streams. I always look forward to those on Mondays, having somebody to watch and kind of catch up, especially with like the no name national guys. I feel like we kind of formed a family there. That was pretty fun. I need everybody here also to go on Mopar Jeff 604's channel and subscribe to him, because we really need to get that guy to bring something down to the No Name Nationals. I think that'll upset some apple carts for sure. Uh, Gonna catch up reading here a little bit. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's kind of the story of the Jack Pine Savage. The grandfather handed it down to the father, who handed it to the son, and he offered it to everybody in their family, but nobody wanted to buy it. And his dream car was always to build a Super Bee, and he's the guy I bought my 70 Cornet from. So he had a chance to build his car, and I had a chance to get a car that was closer to like my capability, something that I could actually get on the road and running, because I'm pretty much a car novice. And so I get some feedback from some of the family though. Sometimes there's one guy that just, I don't think he's a family member. I think he's a friend of the family. He on Facebook went off on me, made it sound like I stole the car. And anyway, I called Andy right away. I'm like, hey, dude, is there any hard feelings about me having the car? And he's like, no, people are maybe a little disappointed that it's not in the family anymore. But I squashed that right away, and um, we're good. I've even talked to the father, Andy's father, on Facebook a little bit. I'm supposed to give him a call, and I'm going to let him know that I'm taking the car to Mopars in the park and entering it in the race car show area. Hey, thanks, Scarlett, the four-eyed Cuda. Jeff, I met him because I was looking for headers for the Jack Pine Savage when we were getting ready to put the back in, and the ones that came in the car were really thin. And I was on Marketplace, and there was some here in the cities for sale, and they were the hooker super comps that I wanted. So I called them up, and I went and picked them up. And as soon as I go into the shop, I'm seeing all these badass hot rods laying around, and we get to talking, and I was embarrassed because he actually had seen my channel before, and I provided him with a few laughs. Him watching me when I was trying to struggle with my 70 Cornet, trying to do stuff myself, but turned out to be a pretty nice guy. Like I said, he's reached out, helped me get the Jack Pine going, and then the only reason I'm doing this 1963 Belvedere build is because I met him, and I mean, I've had cars in shops before, and they get into like sort of a shop hell where the car gets started on, they stop, then they start on them, then they stop. Whereas Jeff just cranks them out. Hey, Rooster. Uh, but yeah, so this guy last year built three amazing A bodies. I mean, that's just last year, and and he's been racing forever. He's been a track champion and stuff. So I really appreciated the help that he's given me. And he's got a few more tricks for the Jack Pine for the No Name Nationals. Um, Rooster here's from Minnesota too, guys. He's got some really nice stuff. Uh, he teased me one time about trading me a blown Hemi for the Jack Pine Savage. He got me. He hooked me hard. I was like, "Oh man, that's." But the math obviously was in my favor in that deal if we would have went through with it. But yeah, the funny part too with working with Mopar Jeff is he's letting me kind of do stuff. He let me do that when we did the rear end swap in the Jack Pine before the No Name Nationals, and stuff that would take him like an hour to 2 hours to do takes me 8 to 16 hours, and I think I'm providing him with some entertainment, him watching me struggle. Uh, uh, but yeah, if you go to Jeff's channel, you'll see some badass cars. Some of these people on here, like Rooster and that. I mean, the one of the greatest things about being on YouTube is getting to meet really cool people, car guys in the car community, and it's really nice when they're local. But that guy's got quite a collection, and I've talked to him about maybe trying to get down there to where he lives and taking a tour and kind of showing you guys some of the cool stuff up here in Minnesota. Rooster offered some advice too. I called him and we talked for about 2 hours one time on the phone. It's a really nice guy. And then he gave me an awesome gift. He gave me that magnesium blower case, and that's pretty amazing. I still have those torsion bars, Rooster, that I want to get to you. Hey, Ironhead, man, I'm loving your guys' shop. You guys are going to town. Got some high end Kindigit builds going on there. Oh, NSB wants to know my tricks for the Jack Pine Savage. We're going to add weight to the trunk. We're going to pull off some of the spark plug wires when we run so that it gives you guys a chance. But that's, I figured if we could decrease the horsepower and add weight to the car, some of you guys at the No Name Nationals would fare a little bit better. But seriously, the Jack Pine Savage, the drive shaft. Is the original drive shaft, and it's a really heavy one, and it's one of those that had like the balancer type thing in the front of it, so it's super heavy. And my newer end has a 1350 yoke, so I have the conversion U joint back there, and I'd like to have a 1350 yoke coming out of the transmission so I could use the trans brake. So I want to order a new drive shaft and then have 1350 U joints front and back, so that's a little bit stronger, so I don't have a weak link there. And then the new radiator to fix the cooling issues. Uh, when we did my leaf springs, for some reason, with the rear shackles in the factory spot, like let's say this is the leaf spring, the shackle is tilted like this, so it's not really working properly. So we got to fix the mounting point for the shackle so that it tilts this way so that the leaf springs can work better and we can maybe get a little bit better 60-foot times. And that's about it. I'm going to do the 90-10 fronts. A friend of mine from Instagram, Jim Fail, sent me his pinion snubber too. It's one of those twist adjustable ones. And I was reading a lot of stuff about suspension with super stock springs, and they say with the automatic cars, and Jeff agrees with this too, you don't need the pinion snubber at all. And it says that they do recommend it for stick shift cars. But I thought it'd be something, it takes what, a half a second to bolt one of those on just to see, if it does anything. When you use the pinion snubber with the automatic transmission, they say you want less than an inch. I don't know if it's like a half inch from the floor. So you don't want very much space at all. Um, we could try it for a run, see if it works. I'm hoping to get to track enough to try a bunch of different things there. Main thing is I got to work on my reaction time, and then I am hoping to use the trans brake on you guys next year. Do away with my giving you guys a hit off the line. Smoke Ranch said he had to do the same thing with the shackle mounts on his Dart Sport. Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing I'm learning is guys like Rooster and Jeff, they don't wanna give up all their secrets and stuff. I'm pretty much, an open book. If we're gonna race and you guys wanna know where I'm at, I'll let you know where I'm at. I'm not really trying to I don't wanna I wanna race guys or give me good races or that are just cool, you know? Uh, I'm really excited about the, uh, stuff that Jeff's gonna do with, Larry T. Bird, Jeff at Two Hacks. Sounds like, you know, he's gonna change the gear, do some tricks, make that thing make more power, make it launch hard. So I'm pretty excited. We got a chance to meet at the Indy Swap meet, and we were talking, and I think he's definitely got me on horsepower. I probably got him on weight, and I think his car is cool. The Larry T. Bird is just, you know, it's an awesome street freak. Who does that to a Thunderbird? You know, I mean, tumble ram sticking through the hood, you know, drag radials in the back. It's got a cool stance. Um, it's just going to be fun. Jeff's a fun guy too, high energy. I always enjoy it whenever I get a chance to talk to him. And I really like watching channels where guys involve like their family and stuff. Like Jed from Scott's Speed Shop's got his dad. Jeff from Two Hacks is building that monkey bike with his son. Um, Mopar Jeff 604 just built that Duster, that black one with the tunnel ram with his son. Um, you know, I guess because my dad died when I was 19, you know, I kind of, whenever I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, man, that's awesome. I mean, those are memories that you guys are going to cherish for a long time. Smoke Ranch was saying that the Pinions never hits on his small block car. So yeah, and I would like to say NSB said the Thunder Chicken versus Jack Bryan Savage coming to No Name Nationals near you. I'm not done with you guys at NSB yet. You guys aren't getting off easy. I thought about naming the Belvedere the Dart Killer. uh, But yeah, I got a chance to race with NSB. That was so when I went to No Name Nationals, I was just thrilled to be able to go. When John Wilburn announced the event, I just happened to have enough subscribers. I didn't have to work to get the 500 subs, so I kind of felt guilty about that. I didn't build my car. I was taking a car that was already a race car, so I kind of felt guilt that. But overall, I knew it was just going to be a fun time based on the people that were going to the event. Some of them I've had a chance to meet a little bit before, but I would say the biggest highlight for me when I got there is I wasn't expecting Chris Testa of Testa Speed Shop, a guy that I've talked to on the phone, and he's a smaller channel like me. In fact, he's going to bring a car to No Name Nationals. So if you guys look up Testa Speed Shop, please subscribe to him. I think he's probably around 400 subs now, and he's got a beautiful Chevelle, and he's building a '69 Firebird that's got a 4 speed, a 354 speed that he's going to drive all the way there. He's not really going to race it, but he does some really nice stuff. He's even got Baldwin motion valve covers on his big block Chevelle. I mean, just a really cool channel. Check him out. But he's one of those guys where I watch his YouTube videos and I like his stuff, and we got a chance to call each other and talk on the phone. And whenever we do, we talk for a couple hours and that. But I wasn't expecting him to show up at No Name Nationals, and he's all the way out in Pennsylvania. So the beauty of the No Name Nationals is a guy like him and me can like, hey, here's a place, let's meet, and just hanging out with him all weekend. But the other big thing for me is I've watched Lee and Dean on NSB Customs for a long time. I think Jed threw up a video of when his dad built that 340 Duster drag car, and I've loved the channel ever since. And they were the other two people that I was really looking forward to. I was teasing them that they were going to have to get a restraining order because I was just going to hang out with them the whole time. And the other thing too, I've changed the name on my channel. It's gonna start being called NSB North. Uh, NSB saying that he's going to have a little bit of a surprise, maybe, but pretty much bringing the same car. And yeah, that dart's fun. I think, and this is my opinion, and Dean said it, or Lee said he didn't, but I think Lee let me get the jump on him, and I was pretty excited. And you can imagine going down the track, and as you're getting like midway in the track, a car just flies by you. It was a little depressing. Nobody else had done that to me that day. Hey, Blake's here. How you doing, Blake? I really enjoyed your last video on your dart, El Diablo, the Diablo dart. Yeah, I won't call it the other name. I'll be respectful. But man, that car is going to be sweet. Jeff was showing me his precision shifter and his duster, and when I saw that you got one of those, I'm like, man, those are nice. That's a nice piece, sir. Going to be interesting to see what that does. I'd like to know the weight when you get a chance to get with Jerry and that. It'd be cool to see how much that thing weighs, because that car should be formidable. I think, like I said, no name nationals last year. Everybody was running in the sevens. I think this year everyone's going to be running in the sixes, which only makes things more fun to a point. We don't want to go full no prep kings or anything like that, where everyone's bringing pro mods, but NSB North, yeah. Yeah, no. I'm really looking forward to, like, hanging out with you guys again. It's sad that, the YouTube is great about pulling people together in a community, but when, you look at it, we're all spread out all across the country. So I've been on, YouTube probably for about 8 years, and when I first came on, I just put up, like, a couple videos of a '71 Firebird Formula 400 4-speed car that I had, and I just put them up there so people would kind of know who I was, when I was commenting on their videos, and then it's just slowly progressed. But um, I have some old school YouTube channels that I subscribe to, like Indie Me Too, ASIC Eric, and Mr. Fireman 164, and that I kind of consider my first generation of YouTube friends. Those are really cool channels. What I'll do at the end of this live stream, in the comments, I'll put a list of some of the really cool YouTube channels that I like, and then if you guys like them, please just go there. I don't need subscribers, but if I ever like mention a channel and you guys check it out and you like it, if you ever said, "Hey, Bigfoot sent me," that means more to me than subscribing to my channel. Like, in the community posts, I like to put, channels that I come across. Smoked Ranch Garage is one of those channels too. When I saw his channel, I'm like, "Hey, man, this guy needs some attention. He's out there, he's doing it, he's racing, he's working on his hot rod." Really cool guy. Yeah, the sad part about, like, the chats used to be you'd be able to touch the picture, next to the person's comment, and you could get to their channel, but it seems like you can't do that anymore. So sometimes you'll see somebody commenting in the chats, and, you're like, "Hey, I'd like to check out their channel," but and even if you type in their name the way it is on the screen, it doesn't always go straight to their channel, which is kinda sad. Yeah, I don't think I can put up a picture. Um, I'm just doing this off my phone. I wish I could, Jeff. I don't have the technical expertise to do that. I think the guys that do StreamYard can do that stuff. Um, but but yeah, it's kind of cool watching everybody like building cars, for a special event. It kind of really makes you invested. And then when you get to the event and you actually see those people in those cars, it's kind of surreal, but at the same time, it's so familiar. You hang out and you feel like you're hanging out with people you knew your whole life. It's just a really cool deal. Jason's Garage is in here. I don't know if I had seen him before. Hey, Ryan from Streetcar Chronicles is in here. So, building up to the No Name Nationals last year, I saw the most awesome announcement of going to the No Name Nationals video I'd ever seen in my life, and it was from Streetcar Chronicles. He had me laughing so hard. That was such a perfect video. Um, I fell in love with Mike Honcho right there. It was amazing. And I think I would have had something for you if you would have had that old 454 in there. But now that you got this mountain monster motor in my Concho, I don't know, man. Got me a little scared. But it'd be an honor to line up against you, Ryan. Man, I love everything you do. Your videos are awesome. Yeah. Sorry for the dead air. I'm trying to read some of the comments and stuff. But yeah. Jack Pine does. It's the driver. It's like giving everybody a jump. It's like JJ arm drop. It's like give me the hit. Well, I'm giving everyone the hit, and it sucks. It sucks. Um, it worked out a couple times for me trying to run people down at the back end, but hey, thanks, Ryan. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, anybody that I'm calling out or that I'm going to give shit to, I hope you guys know it's out of love. If I'm giving you guys shit on YouTube and I put up a community post that's kind of like seems like it's kind of harsh, it's meant to be a joke first, and if I cross a line, rein me back in. Because like last year, I think I made a comment about it's not King Joe, it's not something Joe, it's just Mopar Joe, and I had some people kind of attack me. Some people thought that I was being kind of mean, and I'm like, no, I talked to Joe. Joe's a pretty nice guy. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't know Joe personally. Hey, thank Jason. Like I said, I like the Jackline too. It's a cool car. The sad part is to make that car faster, I would have to change stuff on it, which feels like I shouldn't do it. So it's still going to be formidable this year, I think, at the No Name Nationals. I mean, I think it's going to be right in that number that most guys are going to be running this year. I think last year I was lucky enough to be maybe a little bit ahead of some of the cars, but I think everyone's going to catch up fast. And it's going to be right in the middle of the pack, which is actually going to be a lot more fun because it's no fun if you go to race and you're going to win every single time. I mean, you want that thrill of, am I going to, am I not going to, did I play the better game than the other guy? It's about the contest. Yeah, I had a feeling the NSB guys were kind of thick skinned when they came back at me with that video. That made my year. That was one of the coolest rebuttal videos that I made, or that I'd seen. Yeah, like Jeff said. So I was teasing Joe online before the No Name Nationals. I'm like, "You guys won't let me compete in the 28-10-5 class." And I'm like, "You guys are running a 10.5-inch wide slick, and the Jack Pine has a 9-inch slick because that's all that can fit in that fender well. I mean, I've got all the tire I can possibly get. In fact, Mopar Jeff had to drill holes in my perches so he could move the axle back just a little bit so it didn't rub on the wheel openings. And I'm like, I'm just on this tiny little 9-inch slick, and you guys are afraid of me, because it's 29 inches tall. Anyway, I can't fit a 28-10-5 tire on that car. Otherwise, I would compete in that category. But so I started teasing people that all you guys were just afraid of my big tire car, my 29-inch tall Jack Pine Savage. You guys were afraid of it, so you didn't let me compete. Muscle Car Mike, he's a super cool guy. I got some 440 parts from him in the past, and he's got a really nice 66 Plymouth, and I can't remember if it's a Belvedere or a Satellite, but he put a stroker in that. That's a pretty nice car. But he's saying there's always going to be someone faster. Leave that car as it is. It's awesome, and that's the way I feel about the Jack Pine. Whenever I think about, like we could do this, we could do that, uh, and working on the Belvedere, seeing what it's like to have a car with pinholes in the floor and some rusts here and there. I've worked on cars like that before, but like then having a car like the Jack Pine, which is like a time capsule underneath. I mean, the car's just pristine because it's been off the road almost all of its life. And you look at the wheel tubs, and they're perfect. The floor pan, is perfect. The trunk pan, perfect. So it's like, I'd like to mini tub that car, get a bigger tire under it. I think it would look better, but I don't think I could. Oh, Mike's car's a '67, but it's in his thumbnail, but it's always kind of hard to see. Some people are on YouTube, and they comment on videos and stuff, and they're great guys, and we all know them. But sometimes people don't have videos up, and that's what um, when I started my channel, all I did was just do like a walk around of my Firebird, and that's just so that guys could see what I had. So I highly encourage anybody who, even if you don't ever want to do YouTube, just do a walk around of your car. So and then yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Thanks, Lee. Yeah. Hey, thanks for popping in, Ryan. I'm glad you did, and looking forward to talking to you guys again. I didn't plan on being here too long, and um, I wasn't sure if my internet connection would hold up or stuff either. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. Eventually, I'd like to get it set up to do live stream, and what I'd like to do is do like head to heads where whoever you have a call out with, you guys can go out there and talk and kind of give each other crap. Um, so Blake just said, hopefully the 30th doesn't get rained out. Is that when you guys were going to go to Tri-State or Tri-City? I was really hoping to try to make it down there with you guys, and then actually, Tom Hoffman, he's a three-time nostalgic super stock guy. He's a guy I bought my '63 from. He's got a '63 uh, Plymouth with a 426 max wedge. It's actually a 500 cubic inch stroker with a cross ram intake, and he's going to go to um, I always, man, I can't remember the name of the track. The one in Wisconsin, the quarter mile track down in Wisconsin this coming weekend, if the weather holds up. And I was gonna try to take the Jack Pine down there with him because I'd like to see what that car would do in the quarter mile. but because it's set up to be a quarter mile car. Um, but I just don't even have my car, so there's no way I'm going to make this weekend. And I got to move out of a storage space, and then I got to get back over to Jeff's to kind of do some work on my 63. But I'll be getting to the track. But I definitely want to get down to Iowa to race with Jerry, Bad Tree, 3T will run if he happens to be there. If you guys want to come up to Rock Falls, that would be cool too. That's a really nice racetrack. It's really cool. They got really nice facilities and everything. So anybody in the upper Midwest, if you want to meet up at a track somewhere, just kind of reach out to any YouTuber that you know is in the area and meet up there. That'd be a good time. NSB is going to try to get to the track in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping it will be in the next couple of weeks for me too. Hi, JB's little shop. Yeah, Rock Falls Raceway. Um, that's down in Rooster's neck of the woods. Uh, but yeah, Bad Tree was saying that they canceled last Sunday because it was cold. Tom told me about Rock Falls too. He said he was hoping to go there this weekend. He said, but because it's basically a test and tune type day, he said they're more liberal about canceling those than they are like an actual race day. So he said if the weather's any sign of shady, they're going to probably cancel that date too. So it looks like it's going to be like in the 40s, 50s there too. Rooster's in a good spot then, because he's only like 2.5 hours from Rock Falls and 2 hours from Cedar. Mopar Jeff, when I did a video where we took the Jack Pine Savage to, let's see here, uh, Grove Creek. It's a 8th mile track, just a few hours away from us. And he's going to take that blue Duster that he built there. I did a video of that car, I think, but he's got videos of that car on his track. He built that car for his wife, but right now he's got a 500-inch stroker in there, so that's not the engine that's going to stay in it, but he's going to use it to shake the car down, and that thing's going to be pretty fast. So I think for sure, whenever he takes his Duster to Oak Grove, I'll be taking the Jackpine too, so that we could get some video of those cars running. But that's a beautiful Duster. You guys got to see that, and so go to his channel, and it's going to be fun to see what that thing will do in the track with this engine in it, and hopefully his son will have his Aspen ready too. He's got a orange and black Aspen that's pretty fast. That's what I'm really looking forward to this season, getting a chance to go out to the track and make videos at the track and everything. You know, Lee saying he's not a he's a hot natured feller. Well, that's why I'll run NSB North up here. I'll take care of everything. You guys, don't have to do anything. I'll take care of the northern franchise. Blake said he was totally ready too. So yeah, I can't wait to see El Diablo on the track, Blake. I'm serious. That's going to be cool. Uh, you know, like you said, you got kind of that same mixed bag. You got that engine, but you don't know much about it, other than you looked at the heads and they looked like they were pretty well ported. So you got to figure the rest of the engine was kind of built to match that, and yeah, it'll be pretty cool to see. All right, Blake. Good night. I didn't plan on staying here very long. It's been like 45 minutes and I'm kind of rambling. So I'm probably going to cut this short too. My wife's going to be home pretty soon and going to have to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner tonight. So I want to thank everybody who stopped in, man. This has been fun. Um, I'd like to do this again sometime, but I'll be more prepared. I won't be sick. I don't know if any of you noticed. I kind of been nasally congested here through part of this. But yeah, the last few days I've been kind of run down, and but it means a lot to me that you guys showed up here to talk to me, and it's awesome. Some of my favorite people are here, and some new faces that I'm gonna have to check out too. Uh, Definitely, like I said, have to check you guys out. But anyway, I'm gonna call it an end, and thanks for everybody for showing up. And have to do this again sometime when I'm a little more organized. But thank you. Bye.